Hello, welcome to Game 3 of the Medium Games Final. jtrupiano is up 2-0, and they've got first player here. Still on a bit of a hot streak. We'll see if they're able to keep it up, or if SSounder is able to move one step towards evening things out. This is a tough one. There's some really powerful cards here. Obviously, Lackeys is a very powerful card. Silk Merchants is a very powerful card. That being said, there are no villages here, so the amount of villagers you get from Lackeys and Silk Merchants needs to last you to the end of the game. The good news is that both those piles will run very quickly, and after that, you know, some other pile will run, I'm sure, duchies or estates, perhaps, depending on where the decks are at that point. Alliances may happen. But yes, Lackey's Salvager makes the most sense to me. You do want to thin those estates out. You want to draw with Lackeys. Looks like Jay is going for Night Watchman Tunnel, which certainly you can do. I feel like the Lackey Salvager and a bunch of Silk Merchants is going to have enough villagers to get up to an alliance, but maybe Jay is gonna get some golds early and then pivot to that, or maybe they're just gonna go, hard Night Watchman Tunnel and say that alliance is worth so many points that they'll have enough golds in their deck that they can just score a ton of points with alliances and tunnels. And Night Watchman should be nice with alliance too, because you've got all those golds and silvers in the deck that you're able to discard. Sorry, you've got the golds and the silvers in the deck that you can keep, and then you can discard all the extra greens. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good intuition here as to how fast Tunnel Night Watchman is compared to the Lackey's Salvager opening. Last game, Jay opened what I suggested, and SSounder opened completely different. And same thing here. Sorry, opposite here. SSounder opened what chat had suggested. I'll give Blissful Maestro credit for that. And Jay here. I would have considered keeping that Night Watchman. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. As Jay here, I would consider Seaway on Silk Merchant. You gain the Silk Merchant, it gives you all the plus buys. You can still get some Lackeys. You can still do Tunnel Night Watchman stuff. Yeah, I would have considered keeping the Night Watchman. I don't really want to hit 8 yet, so along with the Golden Night Watchman, as long as I find 1 or 2 coppers to buy, a Silk Merchant or whatever it is I want to buy. They bought a Duchy. It just seems really early if they're doing Tunnel Night Watchman stuff. I would want a couple more golds in the deck and try to build up to Alliance, which if you've got a bunch of golds, you've got a Night Watchman to discard stuff, it seems like you could be hitting Alliance by turn, 7 or 8, and that's just going to be a lot denser VP than this. So SSounder has got an Accounting House. So Counting House Night Watchman is also a combo. I just didn't think it was good enough here. I don't know. Night Watchman Counting House is somewhat difficult to play, and you have to exactly know how it works. And I don't think there's any way to screw it up here. But if you don't have the combination details memorized, I think it's going to be very difficult to play. I've played through it maybe 10, 15 times myself, but it's been like a year, and I don't think I would feel confident going for it, especially if I saw that my opponent wasn't going for it. Night Watchman Tunnel, I think there's a lot more leeway in how you build that deck. Copper Counting House. Yeah, so the trick to Night Watchman Counting House is to have a very exact deck size, right? If you have an exact deck size, no extra cards, you can guarantee drawing all the coppers, triggering the shuffle with 2 Night Watchmen. Basically, you have 2 Night Watchmen, and is it 2 Night Watchmen, 2 Counting Houses, something like that. And then your 3 estates, 7 coppers in that deck will absorb up to so many provinces. There's a good Wikipedia page. Somebody can link it in the description for this video. And you can go try it out yourself. It is stopped by cards like Militia. I mean, yeah. I don't think Taxman will stop it, but Pirate ship will destroy it. Like almost any attack, any discard attack, any top deck attack will just absolutely destroy it. Yes, we can discard the Night Watchman here. The problem is I don't think you want to add 2 coppers to the deck. I think you have to buy 1 copper. And like literally your buys are like copper, Night Watchman, maybe you buy a silver at some point. So here, and we didn't draw a Night Watchman here. I think we had to have a Night Watchman in hand for the combination to kick off here. And Jay's just gaining golds and duchies and stuff, which seems slower. I'd really like to be building up to Alliance. So SSounder can play the Counting House here to draw a deck. And they can play the Merchant to trigger a shuffle with mostly coppers in it. So they're taking 8 coppers here. So if they triggered a shuffle, it's a pretty nice shuffle to trigger. So now they've got 16 and 2 buys. This could be Alliance. This could be Double Province. Seaway Silk Merchant, Alliance. Like a whole bunch of different things it could be. Night Watchman is gained a hand, right? So actually, you only need 1 Night Watchman to kick it off. It's somewhat awkward if you don't hit the right price points. Turns 3, 4. You can get behind a decent amount, but it is certainly a viable strategy if you have the details of it memorized. Which, as I said, I don't. I also botched Hermit Market Square recently in the latter game. I just didn't remember all the details of it, and I got too many madmen and not enough market squares, and then nothing left to trash, and it was all very sad. I think I take Alliance Silk Merchant here. Like, you've got 2 not counting houses, so chances are those counting houses are going to draw. And that Alliance just sticks a bunch of good stuff into your deck. Okay, so they're in on this now. So they discard nothing here. Right? They discard nothing here. And then next turn they play the Counting House, draw 10 coppers, buy Province, play the Night Watchman. Trigger a shuffle with the Province that they've bought, Counting House, Salvager, Night Watchman in it. So it seems like SSounder has got the combination in place. It's not clear to me that jtrupiano should be lowering duchies at all. But SSounder has gotten a workable amount in. You really don't want to have these. I guess the extra coppers don't hurt you. It's the extra non-copper cards that hurt you. They just don't. And I guess maybe if SSounder's thinking that they're going to go for Alliance at some point in this game, then they put 8 coppers into their hand. That's wrong. They had to have put all the coppers into their hand. There's just no reason for them not to. Oh, right. Okay, I see. So they didn't have enough cards in their discard pile, so they had to put 1 less card. I mean, it's somewhat complicated to play. So they did the right thing there. They could have taken 9 coppers, but the principle of it is the same. And we're seeing Jay, I think, grab these duchies too early. Like if they had grabbed a couple more tunnels and silvers, they could be hitting much better price points. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards down there, so they can take all the coppers here. They can even trash one for a plus buy if they want to. Not sure what. Ideally, they would have the Salvager in a hand that had something else. And next turn, the Salvager will be in a hand that has some green in it. Sorry, 2 turns from now. And so they can discard a state province now, I guess. What you want to discard? I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can also discard nothing and play the lackeys. That's kind of an important detail here coming up. Once the deck gets a little bigger, they do need a little bit of supplemental draw to make this work. So having the lackeys in the right hand, they could play the lackeys to draw the 2 green cards that the Night Watchman doesn't get to. But as I said, I think Jay just took duchies too early when they should have been building more. And again, I thought that they could have been, like, they didn't take any of the greens, like turn 5 already. They could have started alliancing like turn 8. Yeah, so next turn the Salvager will be in a hand with a province, and SSounder can certainly consider double provincing next turn to effectively mill a province and shorten the game up with the reliability that their deck has. Yeah, so they've got the 2 villagers too, which is quite nice. So they can take Counting House. Jay took a duchy, so that means Jay is going for Duchy Duke stuff. So certainly as SSounder here, I am salvaging a province and buying 2 provinces. It makes the deck smaller, so the combo lasts longer, and it shortens the game up, which, you know, Jay wants to go much longer in this game because it's going to take them a long time to get through all the dukes. So I don't really see a reason for SSounder not to play the Salvager there. But it looks like Jay has seen the writing on the wall. So yeah, I was a little suspicious at first, but SSounder did find their way into the combo. The early maybe they had planned from the beginning. The early Salvager to thin some estates does make the combo more reliable. The extra coffers from the Soap Merchant made things get into place. The extra buy from Salvager could be important. So nicely done by SSounder, and we move to game 4.